Yeah, in America, we hear a lot about the liberal media. I mean, this is enough to gag a maggot. When they have experts come on the big three, I think it's somewhere in the range of 85% come from conservative think tanks who organize reality for us and then hand feed it to the populace. Our media is as liberal as the corporations that own them. Who owns them? General Electric, Westinghouse, Viacom. Now, I'm a little fuzzy on some of the details because I don't remember all the factoids, but I think it's General Electric that makes nuclear submarines. So what we're talking about is the epicenter of the military-industrial complex. The media, to them, is a small offshoot, but it's a very useful tool that they have, which functions as a sphincter through which selected pellets they think they want us to hear are dropped. We don't get the news, we just get these little goat pellets of disinformation, and they're careful to keep us in the dark. And that's why when they have headline news from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock, we get Nancy Grace, who for a year and a half does nothing but the intricacies of the missing girl in Aruba. This is national news. So we don't have a liberal media here. What we have is Benito Mussolini defined fascism as the coming together of corporatism and statism. Does that remind you of anything? No. That's what we've got here right now. That's exactly what we've got here. Like we got Fox News. This Murdoch, what his M.O. is, he's from Australia. Yeah, he goes to countries that have like a strong kind of a right-wing, government, and then he goes up to them and basically they get in bed together, and he becomes a conduit for their party speak, but it comes under the guise of objective media, and for Fox News to say fair and balanced, I thought to myself, fair and balanced, that's a hell of a joke. The guy who came up with that bullshit term must have had something to smoke. That's just wild. And I'm not talking about smoking the sacred herb. I'm talking about opium or something like that. Maybe crack. So the liberal media our media is principally, the strategy is to keep the American people, the most ignorant people on the planet, and they've succeeded. We're the bubble people. I've traveled around in the world in different places, and there is no one as naive to the machinations of their own government as a gringo. The Mexicans have a rotten government, but they all know it. They don't stand next to the curb waving little dinky flags, chanting, unless, they're being greased by the money that they're taking from the people. So Americans are the bubble people, and I fear for our future because of that fact. And many people are afraid that they're not going to wake up in time to head off this juggernaut of the dark forces that somehow have arisen in our midst. I got a line in one of my poems: "We were always taught the evil ones lived across the sea. What a shock it is for us to find out that they're ruling the land of the free." That's what I think we're in. It's like I woke up one morning and we're living in a later Raiders of the Lost Ark movie with archetypal comic book goose-stepping wingnuts in our life. And they're in the White House, pinhead George and shoot him in the face Dick. So I wish us all well.